I will give you 3 shocking facts about the Roman Empire that you won't learn anywhere else. So get ready, because these are gonna blow your mind. Fact number 1, Rome was 8 times more densely populated than modern New York. Imagine you're strolling through the bustling streets of ancient Rome, surrounded by towering buildings and the sounds of vendors and street performers echoing around you. You can't help but marvel at the sheer number of people around you. But then you realize that this is nothing compared to how densely packed the city really was. In fact, if you were to compare it to modern New York, you would find that Rome was 8 times more densely populated. That's right. During its peak in the 2nd century AD, Rome had a population of over 1 million people crammed into just 110 acres. To put that into perspective, modern New York has a population of around 8.5 million people spread out over 302 acres. So even though New York is a much larger city, Rome was way more densely populated. But what made this possible? For one thing, the Romans were masters of engineering and construction. They built some of the most impressive buildings and infrastructure of their time, including aqueducts, roads, and public works that allowed them to support such a large population. Plus, they had a highly developed system of government and administration that kept everything running smoothly. But despite all these advancements, it wasn't all sunshine and roses in ancient Rome. Living conditions for the average citizen could be pretty rough. The housing was cramped, sanitation was lacking, and there was no air conditioning to escape the scorching summer heat. And with so many people in such close quarters, diseases could spread like wildfire. In fact, some historians estimate that around 50,000 people died each year from infectious diseases. Despite all these challenges, the Romans were able to maintain their impressive population numbers for centuries. It wasn't until the empire began to decline that the population started to dwindle as well. By the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD, Rome was only home to around 100,000 people. So if you ever feel like your city is getting too crowded, just remember it could be a whole lot worse. Fact number 2. You could pay taxes in the Roman Empire with your labor. Back in the days of the Roman Empire, paying your taxes was not an easy task. It might seem like a distant memory these days, but for those living under the rule of Caesar Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, things were very different. He introduced a new form of taxation based on a formula that considered a person's property, their yearly income, and even their family size. This meant that everyone had to keep track of their finances and declare their wealth to the Roman state. And if you didn't have enough money to pay your taxes, well, you were in for a world of hurt. Instead of giving you the option to work off your debt, the Romans would send your children to work as slaves instead. Talk about a terrifying thought. Thankfully, there was a glimmer of hope for those who couldn't afford to pay their taxes in cash. The Roman state offered them a unique opportunity to work off their debt with their own labor. However, this was not exactly a walk in the park either. If you were assigned to work on a public project like building a road or aqueduct, you would have to work alongside other taxpayers who were in the same boat as you. And the work was grueling and dangerous, often without any safety regulations or workers' rights. Not to mention that you were competing with others to get your work done as quickly and efficiently as possible so you could return to your normal life. But the good news is that at least you had the chance to redeem yourself and pay your taxes in a way that didn't involve your children becoming slaves. So while paying taxes in the Roman Empire was certainly not for the faint of heart, it was definitely a lot better than what some other empires were doing at the time. The next fact will shock you, so make sure you stick around for fact number 3. Fact number 3. A Roman emperor was assassinated by his own bodyguard. As the saying goes, you can't trust anyone these days. And back in the days of the Roman Empire, that was certainly true. Meet Cassius Chaerea, a man who was tasked with the important job of being part of the Praetorian Guard, a group of elite soldiers responsible for protecting the Roman emperors. Cassius was a loyal and dedicated soldier, or so he seemed. But under the surface, he was plotting something sinister. You see, Cassius wasn't happy with the way things were going in the empire. And when Caligula took the throne, he felt that things went from bad to worse. Caligula was known for his extravagant spending, womanizing ways, and overall extravagance, but Cassius and many others saw him as a weak and ineffective leader. So when Cassius heard rumors that Caligula planned to get rid of some of the Praetorian commanders, including his own father, he decided to take matters into his own hands. Along with 3 other conspirators, Cassius formed a plan to assassinate the emperor. On the night of January 24th, 41 AD, Cassius and his accomplices carried out their plan. They stabbed Caligula multiple times, ending the emperor's life. Cassius, believing that he had done the right thing, raised his sword in triumph. But his moment of victory was short-lived. Other members of the Praetorian Guard saw what Cassius had done and immediately attacked him and his fellow conspirators. Cassius and his accomplices were arrested and executed, with Cassius being forced to watch as his fellow conspirators were killed before meeting his own demise. In the end, Cassius's name was written down in history as one of the most infamous traitors of the Roman Empire. But why did he do it? Some believe that Cassius truly saw Caligula as a weak and ineffective leader, and that he genuinely believed that he was doing the right thing for the empire. Others believe that Cassius was simply ambitious and that he wanted to be the one in charge. Whatever the reason, Cassius's actions had far-reaching consequences, and they serve as a reminder that even the most loyal of soldiers can turn against their leaders when push comes to shove. That's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed learning about these shocking facts about the Roman Empire that you won't learn anywhere else. Make sure to stay tuned for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.